Hey guys, welcome to this acrylic landscape painting. I'm Mike Ferris. In this video, we're going to contrast some warm and cool colors, and I'm going to be getting started on this hardboard 8x10 canvas. And I've already got my image laid out and transferred, which you can find down in the description box if you'd like help with the drawing process. So to get started now, I'm going to take my number 18 flat brush here, and on my palette I have raw umber, ultramarine blue, dioxazine purple, magenta light, primary red, Cad Orange, Cad Yellow, and Titanium White. So I'm going to do the sky first, and I'm just going to mix up this ultramarine blue and a little bit of Diox Purple with that. That makes a very vibrant royal blue color, and I'm going to take a little Titanium White to bring that up, and I'm going to hit just the top of the sky with this general value. Okay, without cleaning, now taking Titanium White into that mix. And a little bit more color in there, not super light, but just a little bit. And I'll work this up and blend this up into that darker value. So now I have my number 8 natural round bristle brush, and I'm going to take some light magenta now into that same mixture, some more Titanium White, and actually a little bit more of this magenta. So I'm going to work this now into my sky just a little bit, and see with these natural bristles you can really get this gradient in there immediately, and it's perfect for doing clouds and adding some color in there without taking over the whole picture. And this really makes to look realistic and very natural looking this way. Okay, so just like this, I'm just scrubbing that out and it just blends very nicely. So now I'm going to take some Cad Orange, just a scoop of Cad Yellow and Titanium White, and just a touch of raw umber into that. I apologize for the view there, it got kind of covered up. So with this little bit of orangey color here, I'm going to put that right in here. And again, I'm using my natural round bristle brush to do this. You can see how nice it blends in. And I'll just work this in. Okay, no cleaning, just picking up some more white into the same mixture here. I want to brighten this up. So again, just a little bit of paint on this natural brush. This is a dry brush as well, so with that dry and a little bit of paint, that really helps to blend things in really well. Okay, so a little bit of that magenta now into it. I did not clean my brush, and again, I'm scrubbing that in now. Okay, now some more of that light magenta and Titanium White. See, I'm tapping a lot of that paint off before I put it onto the canvas, and see just a little bit where I want it the heaviest and brightest. I went there first, and then I drug it out, and it just really blends in really nice like that when I go on the outside with it. And then a little bit up and just kind of taking that on the outsides a little bit. Okay, now taking some Cad Orange, and I'm going to put just a touch of raw umber in there just to dull it a hair, and now some Cad Yellow into that. And now some Titanium White to bring that value up. Okay, again, tapping off some of that paint, and let's go down here. I'm going to fill this orange area in. Okay, with a clean natural round bristle brush, I'm taking Cad Yellow and a lot of Titanium White, just a touch of that light magenta, barely any, and just a smidge of some of that orange. So it's mostly Titanium White and yellow, and so a little bit of paint on the brush again, and just going to work this value in. Okay, after working that value in, I'm taking just a teeny bit of Cad Orange, and let's work some of that over here. Okay, and without cleaning, I took some of that light magenta, and let's work just a tiny bit of that in. Okay, going back to our Diox Purple and Ultramarine Blue, and I just want to take and work some of this value back in. Okay, now taking some of that light magenta and Titanium White, and again tapping a lot of that paint off, and again this is a dry brush, and with that natural brush I am scrubbing some of this color in and just getting some more of that cloud effect going. Okay, so now more Titanium White and now Cad Yellow into that, and once again I'm going to come in here and brighten this up. Alrighty, let's go into some Cad Orange now, just some Cad Yellow, just a touch of raw umber, some Titanium White, See, tapping a lot of that paint off the brush. Okay, a little bit more yellow into there to warm it up. And I want this sort of bright glow right in there. Okay, a little bit more yellow and white actually into that. And that makes it a little bit more saturated and warms it up with a brighter glow doing it this way. Okay, and I'm just gonna go right through the sun as you see there. I'm not worried about covering up lines. I can see through this acrylic paint, especially on the first layers. It's very transparent. Okay, some more Cad Orange into this mix here and just sort of separating that bright glow from the sun there that's gonna be there. Okay, and now some more light magenta. Let's go back in and work some of that in. Okay, going back into titanium white into that blue and purple mixture. That's that dioxazine ultramarine blue. And again, just going to scrub some more of that cloud action over some of this. Okay, now I'm going to get some Cad Orange and some raw umber into that. A little bit more raw umber than just a touch. I want to darken this orange down. And right down here, there's going to be some lower level clouds here that are a little darker. And with this darker value, it's really going to help to contrast also against the bright sun and all the glow that's going to be happening there. Okay, so right down in here, I'll just go ahead and put this darker orangey brown color down. Okay, now I've got my really small number 4 natural round bristle brush, and I took mostly white with a touch of Cad Yellow. And see, I can make smaller little actions here with these cloud indications, and with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and brighten this area up and make these little clouds like so. Okay, so now I have my number 2 flat brush, and with some Cad Yellow and white now again. And right in here, I'm gonna add some of these streaking clouds. Okay, so I'm just grabbing some more Cad Yellow here, as you can see on the very outsides, and I just want to make this glow pop a little bit more and give it that warm shine to it. Okay, and right out here, I took a little bit of light magenta without cleaning because I want this to fade out into this more magenta color as it gets outside like that. Okay, and without cleaning, I'm just taking titanium white now, and just here and there, I want to show some of these silver lining strikes on the edges of this cloud here. Okay, now just taking some Cad Orange into the mix now and some titanium white. Very light, muted orange color here. And so again, as I get out here, I want to go away from the yellow and the bright and fade it off into this outer part of the sky. That really helps to show how bright and shiny this sunset is when things are fading off like that. Okay, so now some more orange and some white. And right here, I want to reinforce that glow that's happening. Okay, a little bit more orange into that. And again, right here, there's going to be a very bright and shiny part of this orange sunset color here immediately that's following the sun here, brightening that up. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to get this nice warm tone going and things are lighting up like a sunset should. Okay, and now some more Cad Orange, and let's go right in here. That just kind of helps to separate between the shine of the sunset and the rest of the sky there. Okay, now I'm just taking Cad Yellow, and this isn't the yellow I'm going to use because I want to show you guys the difference on 2 types of yellows and one that I recommend when you're doing sunsets like this. So again, that's my number 4 natural round bristle brush. So I have here some heavy body yellow as opposed to this Cad Yellow here. This is a lot more opaque, and you're going to see here how much more of a difference this makes. See how much better that shows up and how much more saturated and vibrant that is. So I highly recommend, if you don't have heavy yellow body paint, that you do use that on this. Otherwise, the other option is you can use regular Cad Yellow, and you're just going to have to build up quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit, but more than a few layers just to get that bright and shine going there. So now I'm just going to take titanium white, and this is my number 2 flat brush now, and I'm going in the middle with that, and I'm just going to streak this out and sort of blend that into that wet yellow a little bit there. And I'm also going to touch this up and sparkle those clouds up as well. Okay, now I'm going back into that heavy body yellow, and this is my number 4 natural round bristle brush. And see right here, I'm just taking that and I'm making this outer shine, and with my fingers I can just settle that down, and just like that you got a nice bright shine. Okay, so now with titanium white, and where I want it the brightest and heaviest, and as I get out here I'm going to fade that into that already yellow there and not cover all that up, and that really shines that up nice. Okay, so now I'm going to get some light magenta, and let's go back up here in the clouds and just kind of work some of that in up here. Okay, now I have on my palette some permanent black here and my number 2 flat brush, and I'm going to take that with some raw umber and mix together. And I'm going to start applying this to the horizon where the foliage and the trees and all of that are going to be silhouetting here. So I'm going to take the edge of the flat brush and I'm just going to kind of dance that around and tap the top of it. And you can pretty much do this however you want. Just kind of make this however. There's no certain detail or specific way I can tell you. It's just kind of do something like this, and that'll give the indication of some nice distant trees. So see, if you add a little bit more water and a little bit more paint, you can do more crisp lines like this and get a little bit more detailed and leave some openings like that. That really shows some distant stuff and adds a little bit more interest and detail this way. I know I said that details don't matter, but you know, you can get, like I said, a little bit more water on your brush and you can interject some of those details in a little bit better like that. So now I'm just going to fill in the rest over here, and again, just tap it in randomly and just sort of fill the rest of this in. Okay, now I've got my script liner brush, and again, those same colors of black and raw umber, and lots of water on my script liner. As I pull it through, loading it, I'm turning it, and it brings it to a nice sharp point. And just with the very tip, I'm going to scratch in just a few little twigs and branches and just some little things like this. So now I'm back to my number 4 natural round bristle brush, and again taking that heavy body yellow, and let's go around the sun and add some warm glow. So I'm going to take white and yellow and go back and forth and build this up in a few layers, and each time I do, it's going to get more vibrant and it's going to get warmer and just really pop out of there really nice. So I'm taking that yellow down just a little bit more, and see, I want to go over these trees a little bit, and that really shows the sunlight really, how do you say, just really lighten up the trees, and they're sort of getting lost in the sunlight there. So now again, just pure titanium white, and I'm just fading that out and doing this little zing outside of the sun like so. Okay, and then just bringing some of that down again on top of those trees, and now we're starting to get this really nice bright shiny sunset or sunrise, whichever you want it to be. Okay, so now I'm getting some more of that Cad Yellow, the heavy body, some titanium white, and once again I want to go up here and really sparkle up these clouds. So now I'm going to go ahead and give this little dance here with my number 2 flat brush. You can see how that creates shape and texture and realistic clouds this way. So now I'm grabbing my number 12 flat brush, and I'm taking that Dioxazine Purple with the ultramarine blue, and with that mixture to add some titanium white to that. And this is going to be a general value that I'm going to start blocking in our snow with. So I'm just going to go and place this generally where it goes, and I'll take other values and place those where they go and get this laid out, and we'll start building details on top of this. Okay, without cleaning now, I'm going to take this light magenta now and titanium white to that. Just a teeny bit of this lavender color that I made. And again, more titanium white to brighten that up. So now I'm going to place this generally in its locations. Okay, so now I have some phthalo blue on my palette. I'm taking the other color and wiping a lot of it off. And I'm going to take some of that phthalo blue now and just a touch of ultramarine blue as well. And now some titanium white to bring that up. And so I'll take this general value now, and there's going to be this shadow reflective color in the snow here on this side. Okay, so now I'm picking up some light magenta now with some titanium white. I want this very light magenta, and this is my number 2 flat brush. And with the edge, I'm going to start striking some distant highlights with this. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of this ultramarine and Dioxazine Purple, some titanium white. Okay, and now to that some phthalo blue, a little bit more Diox in that ultra, and now a little bit more phthalo blue. So I want to take this value now as my shadow color. I can adjust these colors anytime, see, just like this. And I wanted to make this my shadow color out here and just show some distinct shadows like that post right there from the fence you see that's cast in there. And with this value, I'm just going to go and basically strike the shadow color with this value. So with that same shadow color, I can take the edge of my number 2 flat brush, and I'm going to create some of these divots and shadowed areas out here in the light areas as well. And this really just builds texture and dimension. Okay, so in this shadowed area, I've got to have a darker blue, so I'm going to take some phthalo blue into the mix now. And right here, as you can see, it is darker than that shadow color. And with the edge of my flat brush again, I'm going to take and strike some of these divots and build some texture and dimension here as well. Okay, and even out here, there's some darker shadowed areas just here and there, but not everywhere. So when you have these different values playing together like this, even in the shadow world, it gives more of a realistic look and all that. So now I'm taking some phthalo blue and some titanium white with my number 2 flat brush. And I'm going to start working on this snow pile here. There's going to be these clumps of snow that got broken up and that are just kind of all piled up here. So just however you want to do these, there's no right or wrong. Just make these little irregular round, like I said, snowball clumps that are all sitting in a pile here. And anything you don't like, of course, you can take that dark value and cover anything up and start again or whatever you want to do. So really just go for it and don't hold back. Okay, now I'm going to take some light magenta and brighten that up with some white. And just on the very tip of my number 2 flat brush, I'm just going to strike some highlights and really show the sun kind of hitting this off and reflecting here and there. So see, just like this, it makes it really look like some of the details of the clumps of snow that are coming out. And again, you can put these however, and again, if you don't like something, take a value and cover it up, all good. Okay, so I'm just striking the tips and the edges of this like this. And that really makes this pop and shine and really gives this light play some nice dramatic effect on this. Okay, with that same light magenta, I'm going to strike some direct highlights, and again, just here and there, but not everywhere. Okay, with a clean number 2 flat brush and permanent black and raw umber, let's go ahead and fill our fence in with this. Okay, now I'm going into some of that Diox and Ultramarine, and just gonna go in here and sort of play this shadow color a little bit and just kind of mess around with it just a little bit. You can skip this step or, you know, do these tones kind of however. It doesn't have to be exactly at the tones I'm doing, as long as you have your lights and your shadows and varieties playing together. It's really just picture filters at that point, and it will totally work out with all these things playing in the right places. So again, just some of that darker sort of lavender shade there, just working some of that in just a little bit. Okay, so now I have my palette knife, and I took some of that Diox purple and some permanent black, and now just a little bit of titanium white and more black. I want this not so dark, but not so light. I want it more of like a lavender gray color, if that makes any sense. So something about that tone. And now with lots of water in my script liner brush, I'm gonna turn it as I pull it through, and that loads it to a nice fine tip. And just with the very tip, I'm gonna strike in just some little grass stuff and some weeds popping up here and there. Okay, after some highlights and things laid out pretty well, I'm going to take now some Cad Orange, a little bit of Cad Yellow, some titanium white, and with this very light orangey color, I'm going to take just a teeny bit of paint on the brush. I want to just sort of glaze this down and really start to build this bright light that's really going to infiltrate this painting and make this thing really pop and shine here. So let's work on the sunset and some of the direct highlights. So with just some more yellow and white and a little bit of orange, I'm going to start striking some highlights here and there on the fence. Okay, after some sunlight there on the snow, let's take now some light magenta with some titanium white, and with my number 2 flat and the edge of it, let's just strike again here and there, but not everywhere. All right, now I'm going to take some Cad Yellow now and just a teeny bit of titanium white. I want this very light yellow color, and once again, let's go back up in here, and I'm really going to brighten this up and show some direct sunlight striking the snow. All right, now I'm going to go to my heavy body yellow again with my number 2 flat brush. And once again, I'm going to brighten this glow up and do another layer and make this glow ever more vibrant. And I'm also going to take this out to the sides just like so. Okay, a little bit of yellow glow up in the clouds as well. So now with a clean number 4 natural round bristle brush, again, titanium white right in the center of the sun, and just fading that off as it runs out of paint, and then also streaking that out to the sides as well and giving that really nice sparkle shine to it. And now a little bit more white, and let's sparkle this area up as well. Okay, back to that heavy body yellow again, and one more time, let's do the same thing with another layer. Okay, now I'm going to that Dioxazine Ultramarine, and with this, I'm going to take just a little titanium white to bring it up, and let's go back in with that shadow color. So see right here, there was a little bit of a highlight that I thought was kind of out of whack there. So see, I just took that and knocked it back a little bit. Okay, and you can do anything, anytime with this and play this around however until you like what you see. Okay, so a little bit more shadow right here as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take some Cad Yellow and mostly titanium white. I want this very light yellow color. And with my number 2 flat brush again and just the very edge, I'm going to take and sparkle up some of these clouds once again. Okay, no cleaning and just picking up more titanium white now, and see I'm just getting the silver lining and some of the details of the clouds like so. Okay, and with that same value, I'm going to really start to sparkle up and make this direct sunlight that's hitting the snow really come to life here. So right there, and now I'm going to take some orange and some white, and let's strike the fence again one more time with that. Okay, now I'm going to take some titanium white again into that Cad Yellow and make it even lighter, so just a little yellow, and again more titanium white to brighten that up. So now with this very bright yellow, I'm going to take and right where the sun's directly hitting the snow, let's bring that sunlight down and really infiltrate this painting and really pop and make this guy come to life. So with these highlights, you can really show texture and dimension like this. As you saw on the fence there, it shows the texture of the wood there with the highlights the way they are. And with the snow, same thing here. So even on the outside, I'll just hit just a few of them as well. Alrighty, so with my script liner brush, lots of water and titanium white, I'm going to sign this piece right here, and I want to thank you guys so much for all your watch time and support. Don't forget to subscribe if you dig my videos and these lessons. I'll be putting them out regularly. And let me hear your questions and comments down below if you have any. I'd love to hear from you guys. And until next time, happy winter and holidays and all of that, and happy painting, everyone.